WMC Memphis, WMFS HD2 Bartlett Memphis, part of the Memphis Sports Network with 92.9 FM ESPN, ESPN 790 AM.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on one of my favorite shows of the year. When Ron Wong gets busy and gets these guys together, I can sit here and just talk and have a good time and think about the Forest Wood Cup coming up in a couple of weeks at Lake Wheeler over near Huntsville, Alabama. Ron will be over there covering it for Outdoors with Larry Ray for our website, lroutdoors.com. Yep. And Guy Trebo will know that Ron will send 748 pictures. And
Guy does a great job.
17 interviews. And Wong is the only guy that's got his own little link of, you can go to Wong's Report.
Thank you, Guy.
Up at the top of my webpage. And you can find out a lot about that.
Hey, listen, before we introduce our next guest.
Well, we know that Cooksey introduced him. They're already talked
Well,
about
I'm
fall
gonna
football.
I'm going to let Bill do that.
Okay.
But I got a question for Joe Opager.
Okay, Joe.
Director of Communications there at FLW. Again, for the family to go to the Forest Wood Cup, the expo is going to be held in Huntsville, right?
Yes, at the Von Braun Center in Expo. Or Von Braun Center in Huntsville, excuse me.
Huntsville. And then for those that want to attend the launch every morning, which they can, and that's, by the way, free. So many things are free.
Yeah.
At the Forest Wood
He likes
Cup.
that word.
Where do they go?
Yeah, well, we're filming a TV show, so, we like to have a lot of fans come out and see us. Every morning we're taking off from Ditto Landing. It's about 10 miles up the road from the Von Braun Center, but it's right there in Huntsville. And, we're excited, and hopefully we'll have a great crowd.
Well,
all right.
Huntsville is a great town. He said Von Braun. That's Warner Von Braun, the great man that had put the rocket into the rocket world.
That's right.
If you watch October Sky.
And there's so much for the whole family.
To see. Go to the Space Center.
For the family, too.
Go to the Space Center and all those places. But, hey, you got to see this fishing, too.
You're on.
Yeah, all right, Bill, introduce our next guest.
We have a Tennessee native here. And we really don't have a lot of Tennesseans at the top level of bass fishing for whatever reason. But here we have one with over $1 million of winnings in FLW.
Yeah.
He bleeds orange.
Oh, he bleeds orange. There we go. Yeah.
Mr. Wesley Strader.
Hey, Wesley, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Okay,
Doing
that's
good.
All right, that's the last we'll hear of Bill now. They've been conversing off the air, but we are glad to have Wesley Strader on with us out of Springs City, Tennessee, between Knoxville and Chattanooga in East Tennessee. It's really amazing, Wesley, I look back on this thing, buddy, that you are a veteran. I mean, when you think this is your 20th year.
Thank you very much for what you do.
I mean, he's about to celebrate 20 years on the FLW Tour just about here. Wesley, what's it been like, the transition from, say, 97 when you've jumped into this thing and you look back on your career? What are some of the things, if you come into this event, that maybe 20 years ago you didn't have or some of the technology you couldn't use? Just walk us through what's happened in 2 decades of FLW.
Oh my gosh, that's I could talk for hours about that. It's just things. I got on this discussion the other night. The technology is so much more advanced. And the learning curve for the younger generation growing up is so more. The learning curve is so much shorter. Whereas when I started, all I had was a flasher unit on my console, and
that's right.
I don't even think I had a flasher on the front, and that's it. No GPS, no. Whereas used to, like we was fishing ledges or something, it would take you all day long just to find maybe 2 places that held fish. But with electronics and our charts and everything, now you can just your Navionics charts. I mean, you can just pull the sweet spot, look at it. There's just so much line technologies and line. There's fluorocarbon line, braided line. You could go on and on. The real technologies, blues and power rods. It's just you could go on and on and on. It's just
electronics has been made. You started right out saying that. I think everybody will say, yeah, the equipment is so much better, and the rods are. We know that from our good friends at Lou's, how light they are, and all these different kinds of things. Technology, but then it's almost like electronics is. And Ron has told me this many times. Electronics, and you just mentioned words that right now that folks don't. Flashers, they don't know. That sounds like something you get arrested for. I mean.
I would love for them to have a tournament. I would call it a retro tournament where you gave everybody a paper map, and a flasher on your dash and a flasher on the front, and then just see whose fishing skills are the best.
Well,
that's taking it back old school. I'd like to see.
Hear that, Joe? Hear that, Joe? Can you get your organization to come up with a retro
Wouldn't that
tournament?
be cool?
I've been pitching that for years. I really have, believe it or not. I'm with you. I think take all the electronics off the board and let's go old school with it. I like it.
That would be cool.
I think we should all wear jumpsuits like those jumpsuits.
I still have mine. It might not fit.
I'm thinking about bringing it back. What I'm thinking about doing.
Well, Wesley, talking about that, I mean, nobody knows how to triangulate anymore, do they?
No, they don't even teach triangulation in school anymore. They barely teach.
Hey, you know what, Wesley? Wheeler Lake. It's a very diverse lake in terms of patterns. There's going to be 3 or 4, maybe 5 patterns that could essentially win the tournament. My question to you is, will the Glide R, the Wesley Strader Glide R glide bait, play a role in winning?
You mean you're talking about the W Glide?
The W Glide.
It's possible. He's talking about 3 or 4 or 5 techniques. There could be more than that going on. This is just one of those. This is going to be a grinder.
Grinder.
NC River.
Yeah.
It's they haven't been running much water all summer, and
right.
I don't see that picking up anytime soon. I mean, we haven't been getting a whole lot of rain, so it's going to be one of those grinder deals. I mean, there's a possibility. If you put that W Glide in your hand, you throw it. I ain't going to throw it all day, but if I could get 1 or 2 to commit to it, it could be a game changer.
Yeah, it can. I had the opportunity to be in a boat with you, Wesley, where you were playing with a prototype W Glider. And I have to tell you, those big bass, they'll come up and they'll sniff at it a lot. So it can be a game changer, couldn't it?
It's just like, you're tooling around the mall, good, sexy, pretty woman comes walking by, you got to just turn around and look. I mean, you're a man if you don't, you know what I mean?
Whoa, man, we gone from flashers to pretty woman at the mall now. Come on now. We're Joe, are you writing all this down now? So we'll make this for history.
Hey, Wesley, several months ago when I had the opportunity to be in the boat with you and see the W Glider, it's now in production, right?
Yes, it sure is.
And so if somebody's interested in one, how would they go about procuring one?
You can either go to my page, Wesley Strader Fishing or StraderFishing.com, and follow the link to PH Custom Lures, or you can go to phcustomlures.com, or there's several links from my Facebook page, Wesley Strader Fishing. Just follow the links to PH.
Hey, you've come a long way. You've come a long way, Wesley. You got these Facebook pages and all this stuff. You got a Twitter account and all these things like that. But
everybody does that.
I got to ask you, Wesley, and I noticed on here that not only you like to fish, you like duck hunting, right?
Oh, dude, I that's probably if we could duck hunt and archery hunt year round, I don't know if I'd be as good a fisherman as I am.
There you go.
Doing more of that than anything else. So.
That's cool.
Now we're talking.
Here's
the thing. It all. I talk about it all the time. It's about being woods wise. I mean, if you'll notice, guys that are great fishermen, they're great hunters. Take Andy Morgan for example. He's
another East Tennessee guy.
I mean, he's just an outdoors man, and that's from being. I call it woods wise. That's knowing what to do at certain times of the year, and just knowing how nature reacts to certain things, and that's why that's probably why I hunt and hunt as much as I fish, because it keeps you in tune with not just see certain things in nature that happen, and you're like, well, I saw that happen, and here's what's getting ready to happen, and it just keeps your senses aware of what's going on.
Hey, Wesley, I saw you at ICAST there in the Lou's booth. They've got a couple of new products that are out. What do you think about them?
They're great products. One of the neat features that I saw that was, a little bit different is they came out with those. They put those wind grips on their handles, so it's a round, foamy handle.
Yeah, your
fingers won't slip off of it. The handle's a little bit longer.
Yeah,
I see that playing a major role.
Yes.
Something like fish in the winter. When your fingers get so cold you can't wind, you can just put your whole hand around that thing.
Well, I'm a golfer, and those wind grips have been there. And we had it set up. We talked to the guy.
Elmer.
We talked to Elmer. Elmer Alfata or something like that.
Yeah.
But the wind grips that's another thing. There you go, Wesley. And 20 years ago, you didn't thought you'd be using some kind of grip like that. But it might have added 10 years to your career, buddy. These things.
I didn't know I'd be here in 20 years. That's the great thing about it,
Hey, well, I
Wesley,
tell you,
we appreciate your time.
Yeah.
We had Outdoors with Larry Ray here. Wish you all the best at the Cup. Tight lines to you, and we will see you there.
Okay, buddy. All right, Wesley.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for having me on our see you, Joe.
All right. Joe, will you hang on again? We got one more segment to go. We're going to close it out with a young man from California.
Auburn, California.
Where is that? Is that near Opelika? No. Okay.
Auburn is pretty close to,
To where?
Sacramento, California. 25
Delta guy.
Another one of Ron's Delta guys right here.
Yep.
All right, let's be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Hang in there, Joe. We'll be right back on ESPN 790.
You can find out all about